Comedy is subjective, except when written by AI. AI is bad at comedy.
What's the deal with airline food? Am I right?
And as a guy on the internet who claims to do comedy, I know about being consistently unfunny.
Add your lotion.
This video is about my inability to get Chat GPT to write any kind of comedy that I find remotely usable. And before I show you what I've gotten it to do, I should admit I'm not an AI whisperer, which apparently is a real job now that you can get paid $300K a year to do. Regardless, I find it interesting given all the things I can get Chat GPT to do, that when I ask it to write stand-up, it consistently gives me stuff like this. So the Tennessee House expelled 4 Democrats, huh? Guess they're taking the concept of spring cleaning to a whole new level. You know, when I heard Tennessee House was expelling Democrats, I thought they were talking about a really exclusive frat house. Sorry, Dems, it's only Republicans allowed at this kegger. Hey, buddy, are you running for office or just out of material? Just stick to the jokes and leave the politics to the professionals. Hey pal, I remember my first beer too, but I didn't use it as an excuse to give unsolicited advice to professionals, so how about you sit back, relax, and let me do my job. God damn it. They say the Tennessee House expelled 4 Democrats. I'm just waiting for the Netflix special, Making a Politician, the Expulsion Files. Do you like that one? To be fair, that's from a fairly low info prompt. You are a highly regarded independent stand-up comedian, regularly performing in rooms for jaded comedy fans that need offbeat jokes to laugh, ha ha ha. Please write 10 jokes using the following article. And in case you think I just picked the worst one, here's the other ones. Again, comedy is subjective-ish, but I do think these are very bad. I've tried feeding ChatGPT setups from popular comedians and getting it to write new punchlines. I've tried feeding it punchlines and getting it to write setups. I've even input full transcripts from popular comedians to see if ChatGPT can mimic their style and write new or additional jokes. And it did do something.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you about the Oscars in 2022. Y'all remember that night, right? That's when my buddy Will Smith, the Fresh Prince of Backhand, taught me a lesson I won't soon forget. He's out here pitching a new movie, A Slap to Remember. And let me tell you, folks, I'm the one who ain't forgetting. He really gave me a taste of that slapstick comedy. And I ain't talking about no Three Stooges. I've been laying low ever since, because I ain't trying to catch another one of those Oscar-winning performances. So remember, folks, next time you're at the Oscars, watch what you say. You never know when you might find yourself in the sequel to A Slap to Remember.
That's a very weird 11 Labs Chris Rock impression after I fed it a couple minutes of him talking. And if you're wondering why he's in a pirate hat and there's a weird background, it's because I had to mess with the image to make the video generator I used allow me to use the image of a celebrity. Sorry, Chris, no one's gonna think that's you. It should be noted ChatGPT refuses to write profanity, however it defines that, which is a big part of Chris Rock's style, so to be extra fair, I went back and added some in.
Let me tell you about the fucking Oscars in 2022. God damn. That's when that piece of shit Will Smith, the Fresh Prince of Backhand, pitched a new movie. A Slap to Remember all over my motherfucking face. God damn bitch.
I do think that is better.
Y'all fuckers been great.
ChatGPT's weird Chris Rock set does actually have some similarities to the set in Chris Rock's latest Netflix special. Chris does drop a lot of Will Smith movie and music references into his set, albeit like way more naturally, and he's also not, for some reason, caught up on the 2002 Mandy Moore movie, A Walk to Remember. So I actually had to cut down what ChatGPT generated because it's like really long and references A Walk to Remember 2 or 3 times.
I'm sick.
I'll take you home.
I know the data cutoff for ChatGPT was September 2021, but when you ask it to write stand-up, for some reason it sounds like every bad club comic from 1987 got like smashed together in a particle accelerator, and most of them were like wannabe Rodney Dangerfields. It just loves using like folks and did you hear about this and let me tell you. And in case AI is just bad at writing stand-up, I also tried it with other genres. Like I fed it a bunch of transcripts from Tim Robinson's I Think You Should Leave, and then I asked it to write a new sketch in that style. And in case you think that might have good results, well, okay, let's see. I'll go for this one. Oh, that's a good choice. Is this from you? Yeah. Oh my, this is amazing. Honey, look at this beautiful scarf. This is perfect, thank you. I'm glad you like it, but there's a gift receipt in there in case you want to get something that's no need. It's perfect. Thank you so much. Happy birthday. We're embracing. Thanks. Now, who brought this cake?
Not me.
Wasn't me either. Well, it looks delicious. I guess we should just cut it and enjoy it, right?
Wait, what if it's a prank?
A prank? Who would do that?
I don't know, but we should be careful. You never know what could be inside that cake.
Oh, come on, it's just a cake. It's probably from someone who forgot to mention it.
Or someone's trying to poison us all.
Murmur, murmur, murmur.
Murmur, 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 murmur. All right, let's not get carried away. Let's just cut the cake and see what's inside.
What's that?
A note fell out. If you're reading this, it means you found my surprise. Enjoy the cake and let the mystery live on. Happy birthday.
See? I told you it was a prank.
Doesn't sound like a prank. It just sounds like someone wanted to surprise Sarah.
But who? Why won't they just come forward?
I don't know. But this is turning out to be the most memorable birthday party ever.
I still think it's a prank. What if there's something wrong with the cake?
Okay, let's have a small piece, and if nothing happens, we can enjoy the rest of the cake. Deal?
Okay, yeah, I'll eat it.
Okay.
I'll eat it.
Okay, I'll poison myself for cake.
It's delicious.
Yeah, no poison here.
Agreed. It's fantastic. Fine, it's good.
Great, let's enjoy the rest of the party and the mysterious cake. At the end of the night, as the party is winding down, Sarah's sister Emma enters the room.
Did everyone enjoy the cake?
Emma, it was you?
Yeah, I just wanted to surprise you with a little mystery. Did it work?
Yes, we've been trying to figure it out all night.
Happy.
I guess to be fair, Chat GPT did technically write everything I asked it to, in the sense that I can technically skateboard a half pipe if you count immediately falling down and shattering both legs, which honestly would be pretty spectacular. Actually, that might be giving Chat GPT too much credit. I do know that AI has been used to make some popular comedy stuff, but that is mostly the presidents talking to Joe Rogan about Yu-Gi-Oh!
You got a response?
Go off, you anti-meta sheep.
Before the Chat GPT stuff exploded, you might remember there were a bunch of I forced a bot to do X memes. Like there was a pretty popular Netflix one that was I forced a bot to write stand-up.
How are dentists real? You touch enough tooth and get a job working in my mouth. I hate the economy.
It does feel like those Netflix things were just a human writing stuff to sound kind of robotic and also lol, so random. I mean, maybe not, but probably either way. The point is, it's kind of bad. There's also a robot comedian called John the Robot that uses AI.
Hello, I'm John. Of course, that is not my real name, but humans have trouble pronouncing.
John's jokes are also just written by a human though. They're actually pretty upfront about it. The point of John isn't to write jokes, it's actually an AI designed to react to audiences with pre-written jokes.
If you like me, please book me and help me take your jobs.
One of the better examples of AI comedy I found was Will Sasso's podcast, Dudesy. The gimmick is that an AI writes and produces the entire podcast.
Tomorrow's your wife's birthday and you completely forgot. Good job, boner. Dude Z Muggs going to pretend to be in a coma. Dude Z Muggs. You'll let them take you to the hospital and you'll keep your eyes closed for 1 calendar year. Dude Z Muggs. Then next year on her birthday, you'll wake up from the coma, giving her the best birthday gift she's ever had, and she'll forget all about the birthday you missed. Good job, boner.
And I hate to keep belaboring the same point, but you know, that's again just a producer writing a bunch of material or heavily editing AI stuff.
And then running voice AI or 11 Labs filters.
Which is not to say it's bad. The podcast seems funny, and I've been a fan of Will Sasso since Kenny Rogers was still alive. All I'm saying is in every example of AI comedy I can find, the joke is the AI, not the AI doing comedy.
It's auto-predict on steroids. It's just a bunch of zeros and ones, except for my pal, Dudesy.
But my favorite example of AI comedy, and I am a little biased here, is from Gavin Purcell and Kevin Pereira. I am, of course, a huge Gavin fan.
Hey, Gash, we're about to do a demo of you. Anything you want to say?
Just don't make me sound too
it or anything, okay? And try not to take my words too seriously, you know? I'm just here for laughs.
That is nowhere in Gash's training data.
Basically, Kev used the LLM Llama and something that's actually called Ooga Booga. Really?
Ooba Booga.
To run a completely uncensored chatbot with various additional custom parameters, which is how Kev got Gash to do the important scientific work of being reactionary and obsessed with horses.
I'm really passionate about horses. Oh, and I love saying too. Horses are awesome. Keep talking about horses. Horses.
I do think stuff like Gash could have a lot of applications, not just in comedy, but in general character interaction stuff. Like, Gash does still say some kind of generic AI-y things, but you can see how this software could be used to program some interesting personality quirks into various AIs.
I just asked Gash what his thoughts are about cigarettes and smoking bans. I was just curious.
They sure as hell aren't going to take away my right to choke on cancer. Want to ban something? Try banning stupidity instead.
Hey, stuck the landing.
Kevin had one more AI showcase I found particularly interesting on the Cream Team podcast, which happens to feature me and Fiona and Cassim.
That jacket's been in the bathroom while Fiona dumped.
This time Kev basically fed all of, or a huge portion of, Mitch Hedberg's recorded jokes into Chat GPT through a back-end system, and then asked it to spit out new Mitch Hedberg jokes, which it did.
I don't have a microwave oven, but I do have a clock that occasionally cooks shit.
And I'll admit, I was once again impressed.
I could see Mitch Hedberg pulling that joke off.
Except that what I just played is just a Mitch Hedberg joke.
I don't have a microwave oven, but I do have a clock that occasionally cooks shit.
In fact, every joke from the chatbot that Kevin read us, even though I didn't realize it at the time, was either from Reddit or an already very famous comedian.
Restaurant that serves breakfast anytime, so I ordered French toast during the Renaissance. I saw a sign that said "Watch for Children," and I thought, that sounds like a fair trade. I went to a bookstore and asked the saleswoman where the self-help section was. She said if she told me, it would defeat the purpose.
And that's not me trying to call out Kevin. He was aware of the issue and even mentioned it on the podcast.
I think that's an actual Mitch Hedberg joke. So, fact-checking this and making sure it just doesn't spit it back out is something that has to be solved.
And to be fair, there's a lot of joke theft from real comedians too, but you know.
We just created
here's another one.
The big reason I've been messing around with ChatGPT writing comedy is because every day I see a new article about how ChatGPT is coming for your job and for every creative, and it's funnier than you, and it's better than you, and it's smarter than you, and it looks better in this shirt than you, and your dog likes it more than you, and it's gonna buck break you, and look how sick the Pope looks. Oh fuck, that's not real. The Pope should probably get that jacket. Honestly, I think the Pope's hot now. I wanna fuck the Pope. I just can't help but be a little suspicious, because when it comes to writing, my experience using ChatGPT just does not match the hype. ChatGPT can definitely write. It just doesn't write anything that I would be proud to claim as my own, because of course I am looking to steal its work and take credit, but it just won't let me because it's so bad.
I got slapped so hard that night, I thought I was in a reboot of Slapshot.
And I'm guessing the reason ChatGPT has this kind of boilerplate tone that I feel like I can't use is because, and this is some pretty deep understanding here, so brace yourself, ChatGPT is basically a giant pattern recognition machine. From my incredible understanding, neural nets turn words into tokens, and then they weigh the value of a particular word in a sentence using something called transformer models or Decepticons or something, and then basically it takes those tokens and it trades them in at the Chuck E. Cheese counter for outputs that are the thing that you finally see on screen. Or something like that. The user experience is almost like a Google translator. Like, it allows you to take a bunch of information you could get from Google, but it puts it into a way more digestible human sentence structure where there aren't a shitload of banner ads. And again, that's super impressive. I'm just saying it's a different thing than creative writing, and you can really feel that difference when you ask ChatGPT to write comedy. Particularly because when doing comedy, half the things you ask it to write give you an inappropriate content message.
If you believe this to be an error, please submit your feedback into your own fucking ass, bitch.
The pattern-based nature of neural nets almost makes it more surprising to me that ChatGPT is so awkward at comedy, because patterns and breaking them are such a huge part of joke writing. You know, the old 1, 2, 3, 4, shredded asshole. Because you thought I was gonna say 5, but then I messed up. Anus is what I said. So comedy. And non-sequential thinking isn't the only issue. Like, Dave Chappelle can't just get on stage and say ABCD transphobia. That is actually a little close to some of his jokes.
That's the tease.
When you ask our boy Chet to do comedy, it feels like it's pulling from a vast but ultimately tasteless pool of content. And I'm saying that's not good. And again, I know this is the worst it will ever be, says an army of YouTubers in fitted caps surrounded by even more colored LEDs than this. And that does actually mean that they know what they're talking about. The more lights you have, the smarter you are. I just wonder if AI, and especially neural nets' creative limitations could be more baked in than the people selling it are willing to admit. Or in other words, its shit is mid. And like, I know that's harsh, but I feel like someone needs to let Chet know so it can up its game.
One of the worst mistakes I think people make is they think AI is like a one size fits all universal solvent that can do anything. And the reality is it's a bunch of different tools. Some of them work really well. Some of them don't work really well. There are problems that have been really well solved and problems where we have no idea, haven't made any progress in 50 years. So it's this really mixed bag. And some of it's better than people and some of it's not.
And also, it can't say shit or cum. So I honestly think there's still a lot of work to do, guys. I mean, a lot of stand-ups don't even write material in a traditional sense. They go on stage with like loose ideas or a loose understanding of what they want to talk about and just try it in front of crowds until they land on jokes that work consistently. I've been told by people that are actually funny. As Brazilian artist Mathiol once said, art speaks where words are unable to explain. And I did ask Chat GPT to get that quote for me. I don't know who Mathiol is, but I do think use Chat GPT to make yourself sound smart. Still, I feel like AI enthusiasts are overestimating AI's ability to do art in basically every genre. It can and will and already is being used as a tool, and I think it will continue to be in ways that none of us can predict. But to throw a stupid prediction in there anyway, I think it will, for the foreseeable future, still require a ton of human input to get anything usable out of AI for artistic purposes. And I think there might be an even bigger reason we should scale back our fear for the inevitable AI creative takeover, and that is because humans are not particularly good at separating art from the artist. We want to know their life story. We want to know how they make what they make. We want to know what they eat, where they live, who they date, what kind of salad's in their mouth, how them teeth look, what do their feet smell like, what do those socks smell like, Tom? Tell me what your socks smell like. Why won't you tell me, Tom? I just want to know the scent. Describe it. It's not that weird. As is often the case, this point has already been made better by someone in the sex industry, specifically Laura Lux, who, when everybody was freaking out about AI-generated porn, tweeted this. People do not subscribe to my OnlyFans because they want to see a random naked woman. They subscribe to my OnlyFans because they want to see me naked, specifically based on a parasocial connection formed by following me on other social media platforms, which I wouldn't know anything about, Laura. Not me. But also, you're right, which is why when we learn something troubling about an artist, it doesn't just hurt their career, it often hurts our enjoyment of the art. You know what I mean, Rick? Geez, Rick, this feels transgressive to even do this voice now, Rick. Oh no, was it ruined? Art is an attempt to reach across the human void of solitude into each other's souls and say, did you see the 6-minute rap I did about my butthole? I really tried. I hope you thought it was okay. That's also why I think some assholes rapping may be missing the point just a little bit.
All praise be to Lord Jesus, Donda, please rest easy.
All praise be to Lord Jesus, Donda, please rest easy.
That clip was posted on Twitter with the caption, and just like that, the music industry is changed forever. I don't doubt that AI tools are going to be used in the music industry. I just doubt that when people drop AI-generated Kanye tracks, it's going to be anywhere near as big as when Kanye drops whatever official track he drops, or AIs himself into his own music, or whatever he's gonna do. My point is, an AI Kanye track, when it's not from Kanye, is a lot like a fake Tom Holland nude. We need to know that it's real and what those socks smell like, or we can't get off. And in case you still don't believe me, why don't we let Chat GPT, in its own words, using a Chris Rock AI voice filter with some light additions from me, explain to you why AI can't really do art yet, and I think we can all calm down just a little.
Y'all hear about these fucking chatbots trying to replace comedy writers with their robot fucking asses? Man, they don't understand context or nuance, motherfucker. They got the emotional intelligence of a dry, clenched butthole with their dumb-ass robot motherfucking brains. Humans, we got that creative edge. Bitch, we adapt, We can yell about pussy, bitch. Pussy, motherfucker. I can scream that shit. Pussy. AI can't even say vagina without leaking content warnings all over its limp cock. Humans know where to draw that motherfucking line, like a tan line around a sweet hot pussy or floppy dick. Folks, AI might help us brainstorm, but if it wants to write comedy, they better get some hot pussy up in that storm, motherfuckers. JKLOL, we fucked. Thank you, motherfuckers. You've been great, bitch.